Hello, everyone. I'm Matthew Allen, and welcome back to the Whatta podcast, episode 23. Oh boy, we made it. We have absolutely surpassed my expectations and made another one. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I'm not gonna make one. It's gonna happen every time. Duh. What was I saying? Oh, happy belated Easter, everyone. If you're listening to this, the day it came out, Monday the 18th. It is the day after Easter. I hope all of you guys had wonderful Easters if you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, I hope you had a wonderful Sunday. Yeah. Words, thoughts, brain crumbling. Oh, it's too early in the day for my brain to be crumbling. It's kind of disheartening that it's crumbling this quickly. Nope, I was definitely going to say something else about that. Yeah, it was Easter. I didn't do much. As of recording, currently, didn't do much for Easter. Kind of just existed. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with existing. Hello, can you hear me? But yeah, so what has occurred? I guess there's two things I'll get to. The first one is I watched the Pitch Perfect movies, 1, 2, and 3. Hey, if you're wondering why I'm being so quiet, there's another human being here. They're studying. I'm trying to be courteous to them. So I'm very close to my microphone and talking at a indoor volume, to be kind. But I watched Pitch Perfect 1, 2, and 3. It's pretty. This is like the whispering episode. It's like, hello, it's me. It's me whispering. This episode's also gonna be short because I'm doing laundry. Duh. It's always laundry day on Sundays. Until I can have a much more beneficial schedule for doing stuff, it's gonna be laundry day on Sundays. Ooh. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Do laundry. I had seen the second movie before. And, without the context of the first movie, I was a little confused, but it is what it is. So I watched all three in like one connected sitting. So, first movie. It was a solid movie. Okay, it's the introduction, it's the first film. It could go good, it could go bad. That's how these things go. There's 3 movies, so obviously the first one did well. Obviously the second one did too, because there was a third one. But I thought the first movie was pretty solid. I enjoy Anna Kendrick as an actor. She's really good. I enjoyed the singing. The songs were fun. There's some weird beats in the story. I've never seen such a reliance on vomit for humor. But, hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Throw up isn't it for me, but it is for some people, and I guess that's okay. What else was there? Let's see. Vomit. First movie. There's some interesting choices for some of the characters. Didn't learn too many of their names, which makes me feel bad. But I know there was one character, her whole gimmick is that she talks very quiet. And usually if they want you to know what she said, they'll do a close-up, which is intended to get you to, be quiet. And, she says some wild things throughout the trilogy. And is also apparently from Area 51. She was born in Area 51. It's what her passport says in the third movie. I thought that was kind of insane. I just want to know why. Well, that's such a weirdly random detail to give to this character. But whatever floats your boat, I guess. Yeah, that was the first one. Second one, I don't understand how the Bard and Bellas got to be on top of the world between the end of the first movie and the start of the second one, but apparently they're on top of the world, and then they come crashing down, which, yeah, it's the trope in a lot of comedies that are centered around something like this, like a competition sport. They usually, they're at the top of the world at the end of the first movie, and then they fall down, either right at the start of the second one, or, in between movies. I cannot think off the top of my head any other movies that have done that, except maybe the Mighty Ducks. Obviously, because there's multiple of those. Not Rocky. I can't think of any. But, they're on top of the world. They fall, due to Fat Amy, which is the name of the character just flashing the president on accident on live television. My lord, who thought of that? Who thought that was the idea to open their comedy movie with? It's not, no, it's not my thing. Thoughts to the head, brain, words. Yeah, I enjoyed the introduction of Haley Steinfeld's character. I thought she melded very well with the characters that were still there and present. It was very fun. I thought I just really enjoy DOS Sound Machine. They're like the main antagonist of this movie, which they're the Germans. Which is interesting to think about because there isn't really like an antagonist in the first one. There's the treble tones, but they're not really antagonists. They're just more like the other members of the same school, just the boys. So like, of course, they're going to be opposite each other. Duh. But like, they gave them like an actual antagonist. It was DOS Sound Machine. DOS Sound Machine was pretty solid. I enjoyed their songs. I enjoyed the tone that most of their songs come out in, which is accented. I just like the accented tone. It's very funny. Yeah, I enjoyed the random cameo from Pentatonics. I think that's very goofy. Why are they there? Why are they there, and why are they representing Canada? They're called Canada. I said Canada. Oh my god. Why are they representing Canada? No one would be able to tell me. But, yeah, that was the second one. Of course, the Barton Bellas win. They do a thing. They bring back all the old members. They complete Haley Steinfeld's storyline and have her, like, make the song she's been singing throughout the movie. And they incorporate that into the performance, and it's very nice. It's very sweet. It's a cool send-off. And then we get to the third one. Okay? So we get to the third one. And opens up with a performance of Toxic by Britney Spears. Pretty solid. And then all of a sudden, Fat Amy bursts through a window in the ceiling, or a roof window, fires a fire extinguisher, an explosion goes off, and all the girls jump into the ocean. What? What the fuck is that? Why? Why did that occur? Who said that was something they wanted in their Pitch Perfect movie? Action? No. No. It's a movie about people singing a cappella. There's no need for that. Right? We get a flashback to 3 weeks before, which, by the way, 3 weeks, not enough time to give us the context for everything that's happening, and then also give us an explosion. An action sequence. What? So we go back, find out that most of the Bellas are, every Bella is graduated except for Haley Steinfeld, because she was a freshman when they were all seniors. So they're all living their lives. Their lives are terrible. They don't like the things that they do. So they, get this opportunity to come to a USO show, with three other groups. I forget about the DJ dude, because he's a DJ. It's a DJ and his auto-tuned friend. They're not that good. They're not that cool. They're not Ruby Rose and Countryman, because those two groups were pretty solid. It's... That part is fine. What isn't fine about that part is that the point of them coming on the USO show, tour, is that all of the groups are competing to get, a label signage under DJ Khaled. Why DJ Khaled's in this movie? I'll never know. I have zero understanding why he's in this film, and he's in it for so long. And you know who else is here? John Lithgow. John Lithgow is here as the father of Fat Amy. Why? Leave this poor man alone. Just stop. But oh Lord. So they're doing the USO show. John Lithgow shows up. He keeps trying to reconnect with his daughter. And you get the understanding that Fat Amy had a very nice life with a lot of money. And then ran away from it. She didn't want to be a part of it. They imply that there's more there, and it makes sense when you get to the end, but it still doesn't make sense in the context of the franchise you're watching. You know, the one about the people singing a cappella. So, like, they're doing their whole thing, they're competing. Excuse me. 1, 2, the Barden Bellas aren't that bad. It's just that they're an a cappella group, so it doesn't make any sense. They're competing against a DJ and his singer, and then 2 actual instrument-playing bands. Okay? They all do covers. All of them are doing covers. But it's really hard for an a cappella group to really stand against actual instruments. But that's besides the point. Becca... what's her name? Never mind, forgot her name. The main character girl from the first one and the second one. One that isn't Haley Steinfeld. She's like doing her own thing. She's like doing mixes and whatnot, getting the approval of DJ Khaled. And by the end of the movie, she's the one that gets the deal by herself. Not with the Barden Bellas, just by herself, which I have some qualms with. But before we can get there, John Lithgow, who is so incredibly disheartened at how much his daughter does not want to reconnect with him, just steals her friends, kidnaps all her friends, except for Becca, because Becca was not present for what they were doing. He takes them all, and threatens to murder them unless Fat Amy comes to, like, I don't know, live with him again, be his daughter properly. It's stupid. It's so dumb. It's so terrible. I hate it so much. It doesn't make any sense. But then we finally get back to the point where it was like, oh, they're singing Toxic. Fat Amy does a whole fight sequence with multiple guards, like, you know, one at a time. Duh. Which doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how she has the fighting prowess to take out guards who should be, I assume, trained killers, based on the fact that so many of them carry guns. Like, what? She sets up the explosion, save her friends. John Lithgow's arrested. Becca gets her deal with DJ Khaled. End of movie. Terrible. Absolutely god-awful. So, here I am to pitch my better Pitch Perfect 3. Get it? I'm pitching my pitch. Terrible joke. Absolutely awful. So, first off, I think we cut out Haley Steinfeld. No offense to Haley Steinfeld. Wonderful actress. Loved Hawkeye. Loved Bumblebee. Loved Into the Spider-Verse. She's doing literally god-tier things. Her character doesn't make sense here. There's a big, like, noticeable question about all of the Barden Bellas who graduated, and the fact their lives are miserable and they don't know what to do with themselves outside of singing a cappella together. Focus on them. It's clear that Haley Steinfeld is doing well leading the other group, the new group of Barden Bellas. She's doing fine. Focus on these guys, okay? They made the same mistake that Glee made, where they were like, oh, well, we don't know if people will tune in for the new cast of characters or just to see the old characters go off and live their own lives. So we're going to do both. And no one liked that, okay? That was the worst part of Glee, was when they decided to do that. It wasn't fun. Sorry, I thought I got an email. I'm waiting on a response for some stuff that has to happen for a project. But, so anyways, cut out Haley Steinfeld. That's where you start. We just focus on the older Bellas. And there we go. That would be perfectly fine. What's the other thing? Oh, cut out John Lithgow. Cut out the whole Fat Amy story. We don't need her. Well, okay, we need the character, but we don't need that plot line. It drags everything else so hard. Like, it drags it really hard. And it doesn't make sense. So we'd get rid of that. We'd get rid of Haley Steinfeld, John Lithgow, and we focus on the Barden Bellas. My third thing that I would change is the finale. So in the finale, Becca does her thing. She mixes her version of Freedom. She invites everyone on stage to sing it. But ultimately, it's her by herself going for the record deal, which she gets. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because we don't ever get the context to explain why the other Barden Bellas sit out from continuing to go forward for the record deal. I probably missed something. I assume that when they destroyed DJ Khaled's recording studio, that everyone else was like kicked out from being able to continue to compete for the spot, and thus Becca was the only one who was able to continue forward, which is fine. If I missed it, I missed it. The movie was bad. I zoned out. But find a different way to go about it. Either all of them are booted and we get a nice plot line where the rest of the Barden Bellas try to get just Becca reinstated, or none of them are booted and then we get a plot line where they all realize that Becca is really trying to make her way in this world of music and they're all holding her back, so they unanimously decide to step back and let her go forth on her own and compete for the spot. Because that would be a lot more poignant and a lot more connected to all of those characters, right? Having it just kind of be like, oh, they get into wacky hijinks and thus only Becca is able to compete and then Becca gets it. It's like, whatever. But if we put it back into their hands, like of the characters, of all those women, it suddenly becomes a much more empowering film. It becomes a lot better. If we spend the movie seeing that the other Barden Bellas realize that they don't have anything outside of being a Bella, but Becca does, and they can come to enough of a realization to realize that they need to let her have her life and do the things she wants to do, then all of a sudden we get a much stronger closure on these characters, as well as a better connection, because we know they're friends. After the first movie, they're all friends. So it would make more sense to see this moment of them being able to all just kind of depart, you know? To willingly accept that they can still be friends even if they're not singing together, and that it's much better for all of them to go and put forth Becca towards her dream than to maybe continuously hold her back. Maybe that's just me. There's obviously more things some people would probably change. I would probably make it so that when they do their first performance together, it's not good. They do really well. They're really liked. They shouldn't be, because the only reason they're really liked is so that the rest of the hijinks could ensue. Because if it's really been a couple years and they haven't been singing together, it's going to take them a while to get back into that tip-notch shape. Which would then also aid into the idea of like, oh, Becca's been working on her music this entire time. They haven't been doing anything. It's not right for them to try to get this deal together. They should get it for her. You know, it would really like connect everything. It would be very nice, very poignant, and I would love that. It would be fantastic. It would have made it better, but alas, it's too late. Those movies are done, and hopefully there's no more. All right. Time to move on to the other thing that happened. I'm trying to find the specific article that listed all the things that occurred for good old Will Smith. I'm sure if I just type in his name, I'll find what I'm looking for. I don't care about Jay Leno. I want there was a whole list, dude. A whole list of, like, things that occurred for Will Smith. Yeah. A lot of movies starring that either Will Smith was a part of or was, like, backing have been canned or, like, pushed back. Netflix backed away from his Fast and Loose movie, which still don't know what that was. He's been asked to resign from the Academy, which he did, which is insane. And I think he was supposed to be banned for 10 years as well from attending the Oscars. Bright 2 was pushed back. A whole bunch of things. A whole lot of movies that he was a part of, like, they've been canceled or pushed back or, like, delayed. I think there was another Bad Boys movie that was supposed to come out or be on the way. That's also been, like, pushed back, and it's like a whole thing. It's so visibly wild to think about all the, like, everything that just landed upon his lap the moment he let out that slap. And it's kind of wild. No, which 2 is this one talking about? Yeah, he resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science. Motion Picture Arts and Science, because I know how to read. Fast and Loose has put the movie on the back burner over on Netflix. Development on Bad Boys 4 is at standstill. His historical drama for Apple has been what? It hasn't been given a release date now. There was also apparently going to be a sequel to I Am Legend, which is supposed to star Michael B. Jordan and not Will Smith. But, that's going to have a bad taste in people's mouth if they watch I Am Legend 2. But then they have to go watch I Am Legend 1. Well, whatever. It's not bad taste. It's a good movie. But it's so goofy to me. All these things just kind of just happened. Yeah. What's this one say? This is a Variety article. I wish these things were listed out better. Yeah, no. Terrible listing style. It is what it is. But, yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because I brought up the slap 2 weeks ago. And then it was very funny because after I recorded that, then all of the, like, things that he has to, like, do and, like, is no longer able to do came out. And I was just like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot. This is wild. It's interesting to see them take this stance against Will Smith and not against the, like, I don't know, way worse people that have not done things at the Oscars, but done things outside of the Oscars that are significantly worse. But I'm not going to get into that because, in fact, I actually have to end this incredibly early. I know. This is a short episode. I didn't have much to... I had more things I could have talked about, but I have other things I have to get to, which is the sad part. Good news is, that means there's more time in the day for you guys to go watch the other things I do. There's the gaming YouTube channel. I put up a video every single day there. They all come out at 8 a.m., so that this morning's video, which my brain is just blanked on because, it's the day before, so it's not there, so there will be a video. It will be up. It'll be up before this, so maybe you checked it out. If you haven't, make sure to go check that out. The link down in the description. There's also Whatta. We started Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Sea of Monsters, which is the second book in the series. It's a fun time. I also have the Twitch. I do that every Friday, Saturday. This week is Final Fantasy 13-2 and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I really just blanked out super hard on. Sorry that this episode is short, but that's fine with me. And I know it's probably fine with a lot of you. And 40 minutes to 50 minutes of your time is a lot of time to take. And I'm quite fine with taking about half of that. So thank you guys again. I've been Matthew Allen. This has been the What I Thought podcast. I hope you guys all had wonderful Easters. If you don't celebrate, like I said before, I hope you had a wonderful Sunday. Hope you ate a lot of candy. Hope today you guys go buy all that discount candy because you know it's going to be there and it's going to be delicious. And I'm probably going to buy some of it too. So, no, I won't. I don't have money. So thank you guys again. And I'll see all of you next week.